Hopefully I haven't screwed this whole thing up. I'm trying a new mic today. So I remember once, I think it was the best ME 1800 lecture I ever gave. It was in this room. It was, the topic was lean manufacturing. And I knew that I was on fire for the entire lecture. I had a student in the class came up to me at the end of class. He says, you know, I used to work. I came back to school. I did this for a living. This was the thing I did for my job. And that's the best explanation I ever heard. And when I got back to my office and looked at the video, the mic was turned off. So it was just me doing this, which, I mean, I suppose I could watch that for a while, but not for the whole hour. So hopefully we have a mic today. The little receiver is making, like, the green thing is going back and forth. When I checked it on the software, it said the green thing was going back and forth. So I believe that we have this going. Let me see if I can get the projectors turned on here. Press to begin. Left. I guess that's my left, not yours, huh? It's amazing because I guess they've got systems in all the classrooms on campus, but no two podiums are the same on campus. So it's funny. I'll go to like a seminar in some classroom where I normally teach, and you'll see the professor getting ready to give the seminar, and they can't figure out how to turn on the projector. So you get to have a little bit of fun. PC left projector, right projector. Right projector, PC. Okay, but now I got to go back to room control, turn on the right projector. I don't know why I bother. Screen down. You guys could probably all see the one, right? I feel somehow it's important that I turn them both on. I don't know why. And all right, so today's Wednesday, right? Good. Okay. And on Wednesday, some of the people in the class have a conflict. So the fact that it's time to start the lecture. Cool. I'm like, are the cops coming to get me? Did I say something I'm not supposed to? Where was I? Wednesday. Yeah, so getting the recordings correct on Wednesday is important because Wednesday is the day that some of the people won't be in class. I made a change to the schedule on the syllabus. I changed next Tuesday and next Wednesday, I flipped them. We were originally scheduled to talk about the group project next Wednesday, and I'd rather talk about the group project when everybody has a chance to be here. And that way that you can actually in person get together and form your groups and things like that. So I switched Wednesday and Tuesday on the schedule for next week. Should not affect us by the end of the term. Anything else? I guess I want to keep course announcements and stuff like that to the end of the lecture. So that if you're not interested, you can just stop when I start doing that stuff. So let's get started. Quality and high mix manufacturing. Yesterday, No. When I press the space bar, it starts the video again. Nope. One of these days, I'll learn how to do this. All right, so yesterday we briefly described what is high mix manufacturing. Anybody want to recap what we talked about? Chalk. One piece of chalk would be nice. Oh, there's all the broken chalk. So what is, all right, so let's quickly, what is manufacturing? Yes. Making stuff with the intent to sell it. Sometimes I say making stuff people need, but making stuff because we want to sell it. Okay. We talked a little bit yesterday at the end of class about the difference between high mix manufacturing and high volume manufacturing. And I wouldn't use that as a way to say what type of company it is. So when we talk about types of companies, we'll talk about large companies, more than 500 employees. Small and medium companies, less than 500 employees. Most of those are actually small companies with less than 50 employees when we look at manufacturing in the industry. And when you look at this, so they divide them by size of company, number of employees. You'll divide them by industry segment, right? So people will say, well, that's an electronics manufacturer. That's an auto manufacturer. That's a steel manufacturer. And so you divide it by the kind of things they make. And people do that for accounting purposes. The government likes to keep track of the different things and things like that. Accountants like that. Economists like that. But when you're operating the business, and I'd like to think I'm talking to you because I usually do this on the first day of class. Everybody stand up. I should probably save this for about halfway through when you start dozing off. All right. Sit down if you have a trust fund and you never need a job. Okay. One time I did that and somebody sat down. That was kind of fun. I'm pretty sure if I had a trust fund, I would stay standing anyway. And I don't know. Maybe if I was looking for a date. No, I don't think I would want to date the kind of woman who would want to date me because I had money. All right, so that's settled. So all of us that are standing don't have a trust fund. We're probably going to need a job someday. So I want to spend some time, you can sit down now. I want to spend some time in the class talking about things that will not only help us get a job, but it will help us work at a company that doesn't fail. Most of you, who's a mechanical engineering major? Who's not? Okay, so probably 3/4 of the class mechanical engineering majors. I'm going to guess that most of you are going to end up getting a job at a company that makes something. By definition, then that's a manufacturing company. So most of you are going to get a job in manufacturing, regardless of what it says on your degree there. I would like you to be able to identify companies that are going to succeed and companies that are going to fail so that you can work for one that's going to succeed. So we'll talk a little bit about the business side of this stuff. But so where was I just before that? I lost myself. Say again?
Trust funds.
Trust funds. Yeah, before trust funds. That was my little fun thing. I normally do that on the first day of class. Once I had the students complain that I talked too much about business in the engineering class. And after I started doing the trust fund thing, nobody complained about that anymore. Start over. Yeah.
You're talking about like small and large companies.
Small and large companies, segments of companies. Okay. Yeah. So the same company could do high volume manufacturing and high mix manufacturing. But the way you operate the business unit that's doing that, or the way you consider doing those actions, has got to be different between high volume and high mix. That's where I was. All right. So what is high mix manufacturing? We defined it yesterday at the end. Yeah. Right. It's when you don't make the same thing every day, day after day after day. Right. So in high volume manufacturing, the same people are using the same machines to make the same parts day after day after day after day. And the process is very stable. You know what to expect. When you're doing quality assurance and quality inspection in that kind of a scenario, it's very different from when you're doing high mix manufacturing, where you may, the order quantity for a part might be one. You're changing over on a daily basis or a weekly basis what it is that you're manufacturing in that machine. And so that's what differentiates high mix from high volume manufacturing. The same company could do both. So quality manufacturing is to give the customer what they need when they need it. I like to add the caveat, at a price that works for everybody. This is especially important in high mix manufacturing, because in high mix manufacturing, you are not the only source that could make those parts. You've got to be able to do it economically. If you can't do it, the customer will go find somebody else. Pricing can be very elastic in certain high mix manufacturing settings. So give the customer what they need, when they need it, at a price that works for everyone. Let's think about the workflow in manufacturing. So imagine you're a manufacturing company and you're in your business unit, your intent is to do high mix manufacturing. So you need to have a source of new work coming in. Does that make sense? All right. And so you'll have some sort of a sales and marketing effort and things like that. And so there's people going out trying to find people who want new parts. And you'll have existing customers who are going to order new parts from you. So you'll have some list of existing customers. And so we're going to ignore all that stuff. You can't ignore it if you actually own the company. But since this is an engineering class, we can ignore that for now. Let's assume that there's a flow of new customers and new jobs coming in, and we'll pick it up from there. What's the workflow? First thing is a request for quote. So a customer, whether it's a new customer or an existing customer, they send you a request for quote. The request for quote will usually include all the specifications for the part that you need. So it'll have drawings, it'll have special lists of specification, things like that, all the information that you need to make the part. Oh, wait. Is this the dream world where your customers send you all the information, or is this the real world where they just upload a SolidWorks file? By the way, it is possible using software like SolidWorks and Pro Engineer and those things. It is possible to include all the information in the file that is the solid model. It is highly unlikely. So when you do this, you want to, it's very convenient for the manufacturer that's using CAM software like Esprit, like we're using here. It's very convenient to get that solid model. It's also necessary to get drawings with dimensions and tolerances and things like that. We'll talk about GD&T, I think, in week 5. So we'll talk about how to do those drawings and the requirements for those. But so it's possible to get that, but it's not likely. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to try, since I'm going to start writing on the board, to make the board bigger. Nope, that's not the one I want. This one, except I want, oh, you guys can't see this. The people at home can, though. I'm going to remove